Hey guys, welcome to Becoming a Soulful Life Partner. We are in the intention of helping singles, engaged couples, and newly married couples on learning the art of mindful marriage to have a very fulfilling, soulful marriage. So we have a guest today with us called Louie Shalin, and I'm going to ask him some questions to make us all understand what do you mean by modern marriage. So we will be talking about uh, marriage, and he's a bachelor. So let us find out from Louis about what is his idea of modern marriage. Hey, Louis, welcome. Louis, are you there? So I think there is some network issue. So I know Louis for the past 7 years. Louis has a habit of reading books. He's an voracious reader, and we have a lot of common interest in reading management books and spiritual books. And I welcome Louis into the show. Hi, Louis.
Hello, hi, thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me. It's an honor to be here. You're running a brilliant series, and I've been also following your series. It's quite amazing to watch.
Thank you, Louis. So, would you mind introducing yourself? Please go ahead and introduce yourself to my audience.
Yeah, sure. My name is Louie Shalin. I am an international author and an energy healer. I hail, I come from a technical background, and that adds a lot to my personality, that adds a lot to my thinking as well. And on 30th December 2020, I launched my first book, The Undertones of Life. It talks about all those things which we don't see directly, but we can feel their impact.
So, Louis,
And
would you like to share something about this book? What made you to write this book, and what is the key takeaway from the books for the audience?
well, so when I first got the idea of this book, and it was like, again, it was sometime while I was traveling when I got the idea of this book. And that's probably the time which gets more and more ideas, because traveling, every place have a different vibe. And now with while traveling to different places, we can connect to their energy, and they unleash, or I would say unlock, a new side of our personality. And with that, I was just traveling, I got the idea that, okay, there is something which is going on. I can't see it, I can't see it directly or physically, but it's affecting me like just so much. And that triggered me to think more and more on this. So I took a break for 2 weeks, like, and I started writing this book. There were a lot of concepts I wanted to talk about. I drew, like, so coming from a technical background, I have this thing of scheduling and building everything into an Excel. So I built an Excel that, okay, all right, I'll schedule this. I'm going to follow this schedule. I'll write these many words and these many words, and this is going to be the order. But in the end, it turned out to be on the similar lines, but something different from what I had
Perfect.
expected.
Perfect. So, Louis is going to share us the link from where we can buy this book, and I request all of you to have a look at this book, and you must read it. It might be having profound ideas and thought process from Louis. So, let me get straight into the program. So, Abhi, we are talking about marriage, especially modern marriage. And in Becoming Soulful, we are educating singles, engaged couples, and newly married people about how to be mindful in a marriage and how to become a soulful life partner. So, Louis is unmarried and he's 27 years old. And I'm going to ask him two questions from which we can learn about modern marriage and his concept about modern marriage. So, the first question to you, Louis. Uh, did you hear any stories about your grandparents' marriage?
Oh, well, grandparents' marriage. Yeah, I remember when my maternal grandmother, when they got married, she was merely 16 years old, and it was sometime long back in maybe 1940s or something, 1940s or 1950s. And yeah, it was sometime long back, which was like they weren't even adults then. Like, coming to the modern concepts, we can't even relate to the mindset of the people and the way they were going about life. Like, it was successful for them, of course, but not very much in line with the modern sensibilities.
And how old would have been your grandparents when they got married, if you know about it?
Well, no, not really.
Okay. So what about your parents' marriage? Was it a love marriage? Was it arranged marriage?
So my parents, they had an arranged marriage, and it was back there in 1980s, where both the families they met, and they were looking for an the appropriate bride and groom respectively, and they came from similar backgrounds, and thus the families they could get to know each other better, and eventually they took the gracious decision of moving ahead together on this path called marriage.
Perfect. And what is a message you will be carrying forward from your parents' marriage? What are the
Well,
lessons?
to be honest, when we talk about the past times and when we talk about the modern times, there is a lot of difference we can feel. Like, at that time, there was no internet, there were no smartphones, the traveling up between the cities wasn't so, it was not so often and not so frequent. More than that, even liberalization wasn't a part of India at that time. That means lesser jobs, lesser institutions, lesser people getting into the professional world. While talking about the modern times, a lot has changed. A lot has like come to surface. Like, a lot of people, they are in the professional world now, and we all are connected. The world has come closer, and we all are connected virtually. So, well, so the process of getting married, or the process of finding a mate, was, to be honest, a lot different, or it is going to be a lot different. But when it comes to carrying the message, love is eternal, and so is the sacred bond of marriage. That is uniquely defined. It's a brilliant bond to share, and the bond of marriage is still very much the same. The union is still very much the same, and so is love.
Perfect. So coming to your marriage, Abhi. So will it be a love marriage or arranged marriage?
That really depends on the person and when and how I come across her, or when I will be coming across her in future or in near future might be.
Perfect. And what is that message you would want your marriage to give to your children?
Well, first is to get the basics right. Now, the basics, I mean, understanding the definition of love, understanding the definition of marriage, and what really a marriage means. Well, and the things which would be related to how to find a mate. Of course, anything we are following now, it might not be valid 20, 20, 30 years later. So that's going to be altogether a different ball game 20, 30 years later. But the message of love is going to be the same. Love is eternal. So is the sacred bond. So that's going to be the message I want to pass on to the next generation.
What is missing in modern marriage? You would have seen many marriages around in your family, around friends. What is missing in modern marriage that was there in the conventional traditional marriage?
So I would not say conventional marriages, but marriages in the past,
Okay.
or marriages of the previous generation. Well, the depth of connection, the depth of their connection has is slightly missing these days. It's not just in marriages, but in general. It is missing in general with people. with the advent of technology and smartphones, we have gotten not just addicted, but yeah, we have got addicted to getting the replies or getting to the search results really quick. I want to search something, I'll Google it. It just comes on really quick. I want to listen to a song, I'm gonna log in. All right, I want to listen to so and so song. It's gonna be played in my playlist. The thing of patience, and with patience comes communication and managing emotions, and that determines the depth of a connection. This is something which is generally, I would not say lacking, but yes, of course, this is something people need to work on for a healthy or a stronger marriage.
Knowledge. So Abhi says that we need to have connection. And when you say connection, is it with the connection with the other person, or is there something else that the new generation has to work on?
Well, first comes the connection with ourselves,
Okay.
and after that we connect with the other person. That's what I feel.
So why are they not able to connect with themselves?
Because a lot of times, like people, they're stuck with the thoughts, they are stuck with what's there really quick. Sometimes we come across emotions which are not so comfortable, and but in modern times we have an easy way out for everything. You just pick up your phone and we are just constantly into that. Don't look left, don't look right, just focus on your phone. Just start typing, just keep avoiding people around you. You feel something, the situation is going wrong, get back to your phone, start playing some game, get yourself distracted. This is what has weakened our connection. It has given us a way out, and which of course that gets us even, it even makes it more difficult for a person to handle the situation. Had they been just there, and it's okay to feel bad, it's okay to feel the emotion, and it's an emotion, it will come, it will pass.
Perfect. So Abhi says that if you have to have a good connection with your life partner, you have to connect with yourself first. For you to get connect yourself with yourself first, you have to make sure that you use this less and uh, uh, develop communication skill and patience, if I'm right. So if you want to,
Right.
yeah, if you have to make the modern marriage work, then there are two ingredients. One is communication, number two is patience. For you to do these two things, you need to connect with yourself first, so you'll be able to connect with your life partner. And love is eternal. And the message for
Absolutely,
marriage, yeah,
but we need not disconnect from this. This is important, but we're gonna connect to ourselves. That's gonna be an additional bond to that, because this is a requirement these days. We can't really go away from this.
yeah, perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to give one last message to my audience about how to be soulful for themselves, they have to fill their soul first so that they can get attracted to another soul-filled life partner. What is your one last tip, Louis?
Oh well, when we talk about being soulful, this thing, it is just like the breath, or the difference between two breaths. It is as tiny as it can be, and it is as vast as we can make it. One can be as soulful as they want to be, which is being in the moment. When we connect to the moment, when we focus our thoughts and emotions into the present, that is the gateway to connecting to ourselves. Because we are finding right mate for ourselves, so we gotta connect to ourselves first. And that is the gateway, or that is the gateway through which we can connect to our soulmate. This is being present, being grounded, stay focused on the present moment, and that's exactly the gateway to have a soulful marriage and a soulful presence as well.
Perfect. Absolutely. I enjoyed the interaction with Louis. I hope you guys also enjoyed. I'm going to leave the link from where you can buy Louis's book. It's in Amazon. I will leave in
Yes,
the
it's available
description
on Amazon.
box. Yeah, the link. I request all of you to buy the book and read, because Abhi has a lot of useful information in the book, which will help you. In the chapter, there's a chapter called Love as well in the book. So you have to,
Yes, there's a chapter called Love. Yes.
yeah.
It's
So
quite an yeah.
interesting chapter. So if you're planning to get married, you have to read Louis' book first, and especially the chapter called Love, to become a very soulful person and then a soulful life partner. Thank you so much for your time, and please share the details. I will put it in my description box. And thank you, Abhi, for your time.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's an honor to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.